Another blue day in Australia. 27th of Jan, day after Australia Day. Blue skies. Not too hot so far. We might get up to 36 today, so not too horrendous, but it is going to be 40 again at the weekend, so making the most of it. As you can see, the lawn looks lovely. That's because we've put a lot of water on it. But I don't want it to die again, so yeah. It's very lush and green, and I got to mow it the other day, which was fun. Just giving everything down here a water. You can see the sunflowers. I've cut the heads off for the seeds, but they're just massive. I don't understand why they're so big. But there's another one coming there, look. So I've just planted a few more and given it a good wetting. There's a few pumpkin plants. There was beans and stuff, but they just got annihilated by the heat. Apart from this one bean plant, it seems to just want to live. So hopefully we'll get some stuff off that. But yeah, just giving that a bit of a water. So you can see there's a sunflower here, and there's actually two blue-banded bees. If you can see it, they're a native bee, and they hover feed. And obviously they've got blue stripes, but he's a bit reluctant to come while I'm sat here. I think he's gone, but yeah, they don't normally go for sunflowers, but I think because there's really nothing else for them, because there's not much else flowering, that yeah, I can see him. He's there. Look, can you see him? They're funny little bees. The frangipani's sort of trying to flower. Hopefully I'll have a few more flowers. We had quite a few last year, but I don't know, maybe too hot. Because it has been really flipping hot. I mean, that is the lemon tree over there. I've never had to put shade on the lemon tree, but it was just getting so annihilated. It was like, what am I going to do? It's just not going to have any lemons left on it. So that's a week over a great big bit of shade cloth, which is a pain because it's going to be a real pain getting it off. And lemon trees do have spiky bits, but I don't know. And the good thing about lemon trees, they do keep putting flowers out and fruit. So, but it was just, you know, it looked like it was going to die. Obviously the natives, they all do well. They're all happy. This is a gimlet. These are renowned for their beautiful red trunks, as you can see. So all the ukes are all stripping off their barks now to reveal their trunks, but yeah, the gimlet is just amazing. So smooth and just really bronze. That's a WA tree. A few flowers on the brushwood still. Yeah, it's just so hot and dry. There might be a few specks of rain coming in a couple of days, but you know what's going to happen. A bit of rain, and the sun will come out again. It'll be humid Queensland weather. My buddleia hasn't done too well. Look, you can see they like heat to a degree, and then just too hot. All the tadpoles doing good in the various ponds. I think they take longer to become a frog than British frog tadpoles. Another shaded eucalypt. This is blood orange. But even the olive, this olive just looks terrible. And olives obviously are renowned for hot climate, but I don't know, there's hot climates and then there's this climate. especially this year. Even the lime tree was normally quite forgiving. Looked a bit ill, but probably be alright. Jacaranda's good. Look at all the flowers on this lavender. It'd be nice to know how to get oil from lavender, because that is particularly oily, that variety of lavender. Everything here looks a bit cack. There's a good pumpkin coming. I love a pumpkin, and the sweet potato, he's pretty good. He's got a couple of red sweet potatoes on. The plum tree, I mean, it's there. It's not doing anything, but it's there. Pomegranate seems to be one that copes with the heat. I don't know, the leaves don't seem to suffer. They must be slightly waxy. And obviously I've just covered that. Should be alright. Yeah, not a lot going on in the patch. Parsley seeding. It's just, too hot to establish anything. So then you're just sort of left with trying to keep things growing. Rose, not too bad. The number 2 pond. You can see the tadpoles eating under the azolla weed. That stuff grows like crazy. Right, that's what I got from the permaculture course a few years ago. The oregano is flowering. Lots of bugs on that. Loving it. Should pick some more, really. So yeah, zucchinis. I mean, the plants really good, and there are zucchinis coming, but they don't like the mega heat. Yeah, for obviously producing the fruits, they don't like mega heat. This bed struggling a bit. There is some carrots coming, but it's not. Sometimes it's not just getting them up; it's keeping them up. And obviously the slaters, wood lice don't help. But it just, if it dries out too much, everything just dies because it's a tiny seedling. Yeah, got things coming now. We've had a few days of below 40. Got a few potatoes in there. Marigold's doing alright. Rhubarb, picked that. Obviously had a crumble. Yeah. Another pumpkin there. Let's give it a few more weeks and we should be a bit cooler. Hopefully. There's a cat, manky cat. And this is where the frogs are living. In here. Ooh, did you see him? So he's the motorbike frog, so these are where all the tadpoles are coming from, so I keep moving tadpoles over because they keep having more here, look. But yeah, so that's the little one, which is the daddy, and there was 3 other bigger ones, which are the mummies. But you can see all the tadpoles in there. But well, it was a little bit of water underneath the tap and just moved in, so I just allowed it to happen. There's a bobtail under there, I can hear it. So the wicking beds are alright. Peppers are the best thing. They don't mind the heat, but they do like shade cloth because they get burnt. So they're doing alright. Some beans sort of hanging out, not doing a lot. Parsley, different peppers. These are mouse peppers or something, but that was self-sown because I had a plant a couple of years ago, nothing for a few years, so it must have just self-sown itself. Oh, that's eating a bit of my pepper. I just put a load of chuck poo and stuff on. The snapdragons, quite nice. And basil looks good. That's my pineapple. He's definitely grown. His top's got bigger. And he's definitely sort of put on a bit of weight. But apparently they do take about 4 or 5 months to mature. So I'm not going to rush picking it. Got a random pumpkin coming out here. Self-sown. Got eggplants, which is aubergines. Some more peppery type things in here. This is a aubergine from a couple of years ago. So, but just too hot for the flowers. Picked on my lettuce. So not a lot in there, but there's no point trying to establish anything because it's too hot. I didn't even cover the nectarine this year because I just couldn't be bothered, so parrots have just eaten all the little fruits off, but they weren't going to be any good. Too small. Let's see. This is the dragon fruit, and there's a flower coming up with a ladybird on. There's another one somewhere. Oh, yeah. Kind of likes the shade. Then I got these peppers here. These are doing well. This is always a good spot for peppers and tomatoes. Haven't got any tomatoes growing, but they do like this sort of against the wall, morning sun, but then sheltered from the wind situation. So they're new peppers from this year. And there's a couple of old plants not really doing a lot. All's going alright, got a new filter, another load of money spent for enjoyment. That's fine. The bushes look good, look. Natives for you. I know they are on irrigation to a degree. Chickens, sort of happy when it's cooler, but they are in a nice moist house with the sprinkler and that on. So, aren't you, chickens? You're still laying like 3 or 4 eggs a day, so you can't be that unhappy. Yeah. Obviously all those trees look good. Still getting about 8 or 9 carnabies coming in. They should be going. They shouldn't be here much longer at all. So this is the back area. This is the other pomegranate. Doesn't look quite as good. Not quite as much moisture, I don't think. I didn't plant that tree. And then, look, Andrew nearly killed my oak tree because he made the irrigation thing fall out. Always him. For an irrigation manager, he doesn't do his job here. These are all new, only a few years old, looking pretty good. Oh, that's fallen over. And then let's see if our little friends are still in here. So this is the worm farm, and then randomly I went in here the other day and there was a surprise. They might not be in here anymore. It might be. Oops, yeah, still there. Well, I'm assuming they can get out because they got in. I mean, if they got in, I think they can get out. But yeah, 2, black-headed monitor lizards, which are goannas. Just living in the wormwee. Which means I can't use the wormwee because I don't want to disturb them. No. Weird, eh?